The first collaborative and critical thinking tool that I explored this week is ThingLink. I created a ThingLink of the ninth literature teachers so that students can get to know other teachers on our CCC team. Sometimes we do split up the students and rotate them around so that they can learn things from other teachers. And this way they can easily click on each teacher's Bitmoji to learn more about them. I'll click on mine as an example. Hey guys, this is Miss Smith, and I am your ninth grade teacher. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about myself, especially since we are meeting under strange circumstances this year. So this way students can click on the teacher, see a photo, hear some audio about the teacher, and learn more about the other teachers before they have them in class. I think that the next time I use this with my students, one thing that I could do would be to have them analyze certain aspects of a novel. So maybe they're going to collaborate and create a thing link on different characters in their novel. They could easily use the same concept to show characterization of main characters. They could work together and collaborate on this project. They could also analyze other elements of the novel, like themes, symbols. So I think that this could act as a summative assessment for students, and that they could collaborate and use ThingLink to show their expertise. I think it would also be a good tool if you were going to jigsaw a novel, because they could, do the characters from the novel on their section, and then if they were going to present their chapters with those characters, um, it would be an easy way to show their expertise on those chapters to the other students. The next collaborative tool that I explored is Poplet. I like Poplet because I think that you can still analyze um, certain aspects of a novel in Poplet that you would if you were going to have a class discussion or if you were going to take a test. And what's useful for teachers with Poplet is that when you're working in a group, each student is given their own color. So you can see in this concept map of The Great Gatsby that each student has their own color. So it's a way to keep students accountable with their own individual work while also being able to participate in a group project. So you can see that even though we're not going to have a test on The Great Gatsby, I can still tell that they understood the main elements in the novel by fully developing the themes, the motifs, and the symbols. And we found it to be challenging to give tests when we have half of our students face to face and half in person. So, this is a great way to make sure that students understood and mastered the concepts without having to actually give them a test. Next, I've used Padlet with my students as a collaborative tool. My students just began reading the novel Dear Martin by Nick Stone. I pulled quotes from the first chapter of the book and had students make predictions based on what they see in the quotes. I have changed some of these comments to take out their names to protect their privacy, but once they made predictions on the 5 quotes, we read chapter 1 of Dear Martin, and then they came back and had conversations on the quotes to see if what they predicted came true. Now that they have context, have their thoughts on these quotes changed or stayed the same? And so they were able to have conversations with each other on Padlet pretty easily. Padlet is very user friendly from a cell phone or an iPad. And so my face to face students were able to use their devices in person to easily collaborate with their peers. Finally, my students have used Anchor to create novel recaps for their independent reading books. This has been a good way for students to see what their peers are reading, and see if it is a book that they would recommend to their peers, because we do independent reading all year. And those are the 4 tools that I explored this week.